أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم ففهمنا سليمان وكلنا آتينا حكما وعلما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم سبحانك لما وحنانيك ألم لا تنسني ولا تنسني الحمد لله أفضل الحمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وسائر النبيين والصالحين وسلم الموافقني واهدني وسددني واجمع بين الصواب والثواب وعذني من الخطأ والهرمان آمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Questions and Answers, the final episode for this week as we now go into a break. Supposedly the warmest day of the year so far, I heard, and it was warm. I was in madrasa today, in the school today, and we had all our doors open and still it was warm, mashallah. My office is remarkable. My office is unique. The two places where I spend most of my time is in my office and in the Dar Iftar, and both of them are absolutely cold. So no matter what the weather is like outside, no, I haven't got any AC in my room. No matter what the weather is like outside, okay, my earpiece is now playing up with me. No matter what the weather is like outside, okay, inside my office it's nice and cool, honestly. Oh, there it goes. So now it's all right, no one can whisper in my ear anymore. I'm all on my own, but then if the caller calls in, what am I going to do? So I better get it and find it, wherever it is. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's a bit wonky today. I don't know why it's wonky. There you go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's there now. Inshallah, we'll tighten it during the break. So yeah, when I say my office today, it felt like about 15 degrees Celsius in my office, which is nice. And when I went down to the Dar Iftar, which is in the sort of, our madrasa is on a slope. So we have 1, 2, 3 floors on the front of the building, and we have 2 floors at the back of the building. Because, it's a slope, you could get 3 floors, if you know what I mean. So from the back, it looked like we're in the basement, but from the front, it's a ground floor. I know, it's a bit weird. So it's nice and cool there. And no, I don't have air conditioning, it's just natural. So yeah, I was nice and cool anyway. So I forgot who I am, but I saw the sign come up, so you know who I am now. And I know who I am as well. So I just need to give you the number, which is 01274 214299. 01274 214299. Now, come on. I want you viewers at home to prove us wrong. Because I said that I don't expect that many callers to come on Friday, generally speaking, because Friday people, I don't know, relax more or switch off or have a takeaway or something. And my esteemed colleague, Adil, also said that, it's going to be a warm day, so I don't think that many people are going to call. And we also know that the chap who is on air live before me, Maulana Hayat Sahab, who delivers his, is it herbal medicine or something of that nature, or sunnah medicine? He didn't, herbal, healthy medicine, if you know what I mean. And he didn't get any calls either. So we're not expecting any calls today. You could prove us wrong, because you don't need to be sat at home. You could be sat in the garden with your laptop, with your nice cool drink, sunglasses on, and you could be watching this and you could still ask a question. So prove us wrong, people. At least let's get one call. Abdullah, you haven't phoned, okay? So you need to phone. That's the first person. Otherwise, you're in trouble on Wednesday. And in fact, I'm here Sunday. Because they love us so much, mashallah, on Iqra TV. We're here on Sunday. I will be here with my esteemed colleague, Maulana Imran Sahab from Bolton. And we will be going over Qurbani. And reminds me of Qurbani. I was going to say it on air when he was here the last time, but he's not here now, so I'll say it on air. He found a place which does a steak. Okay, it does a nice steak. I think you get 4 steaks. You get the baps, the buns, you get the cheese, you get everything, like, to make 4 burgers. And it's all wrapped. It's all in nice, cool packaging. And it gets delivered directly to your door. You place the order online to this company. It gets delivered to your door. And all you need to do basically is grill the burgers. And everything else is fresh in a sealed in a vacuum sealed sort of plastic wrappers. So as soon as you open it, the lettuce is crisp, the cucumbers are crisp, the things that people don't like in their sandwiches, what are they called? The green things. I've forgotten the name. Everybody takes them out of their sandwiches. But anyway, we have a caller. I told you proved us wrong. Somebody has called us on 01274 214299. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear caller.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sister, mashallah, Allah bless you, because we were not expecting anybody to call today because
I watched you, and I think I thought I had to call you to
I
prove
appreciate.
you wrong. I'm not outside, but you are right. It is Friday takeaway night.
There you go. You see, one is this Friday takeaway night, and secondly, the weather's so nice, so people think, oh yeah, who's going to listen to Mufti Amjad today?
It's not that nice today. It's gone a bit dull.
Has it? Oh, okay. Maybe the sun has gone. Maybe the sun has gone to watch as well, mashallah. But I appreciate you calling, alhamdulillah.
So
just for the fact of proving us wrong, even if you don't have a question, I'm just glad you phoned, so at least you could prove us wrong.
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to ask you, maybe you can give us some suggestions what we can read on the night time before we go to bed, like some...
Excellent.
Yeah,
Jazakallah khair.
Give us some tips on what to read, because we do read Ayat al-Kursi, but I don't know what else to read.
No problem. Jazakallah khair, sister, for calling. Have an enjoyable evening.
Okay, Dafi.
All the best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So fantastic. So at least we got that one call. Now I can, relax for the rest of the session. A good question as well, not just to prove us wrong, which is always good. It's always good to be proved wrong. It keeps you humble, keeps your feet on your ground. But also she asked a very important question, our dear sister, and that was about before you go to sleep, should there be certain ritualistic acts in terms of recitation, in terms of prayers, in terms of any parts of the Quran that we should read? She did mention something, which is Ayat al-Kursi. And many of us will know what Ayat al-Kursi is. It is something that we learn as small children. When we go to the maktab, we memorize that. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatu wa la nawm, lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. So kursiyuhu, this is the ayat al-kursi, and this is an ayat of protection. So we should read that. We should read the four quls. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun la a'budu ma ta'budun. Also Surah Ikhlas. Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad. And also Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, which is referred to as Surah Falaq. Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq min sharri ma khalaq. And also Surah An-Nas. Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas. These are ones we should recite every night. They can then be blown into our hands, and we start by wiping the face, the front of our torso, and as much as you can get your arms around to the sides and to your back. Similarly, if we should try to recite Surah Mulk and Surah Sajda as well before we go to sleep, so at least we have protection from them. These are the kind of habits that one should have before they go to sleep. Many of us are struggling, I hear, of going to sleep because of the heat. But we are a very pedantic and very picky type of creature, aren't we? When it's cold, we complain that it's too cold. And when it gets a little bit warm, we complain it's a little bit warm. It's like we want the world to be absolutely according to the temperature that we want it. And obviously, that's not how the world works. So I hope that has satisfied our dear sister with regards to the question she asked. And let's get to some questions on this group. So here we go. To ladies group, let's see. Yes, we had a couple of questions after. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to know, is there any certain dua to pray if the husband and wife are always fighting? Okay, that doesn't sound too good. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When it comes to issues of this nature where there is a disagreement, there's dispute, there's anger, there's issues going on, then the first thing we can turn to dua in terms of supplicating to Allah. But I think what the sister is mentioning here is a certain dua. So there is no certain dua as such. Really what it should be is that we turn to Allah and we ask Allah for support and help and strength and conviction. That's the first thing. Secondly, we look to remedy our ways. Before we start pointing the finger at the chap or before the chap starts pointing the finger at the lady, we need to look at ourselves and say, what in this relationship am I doing wrong? Okay, there must be something, and try to find it. Now, because we're always good at picking faults in others, and that becomes the source of our dispute and the source of our arguments. We shouldn't do that. We should try to assess ourselves. Nobody's going to listen to your advice. A wife is not going to necessarily listen to the husband's advice. The husband isn't necessarily going to listen to the wife's advice. So we're going to be stuck in square one for quite a long time. But you're going to listen to your own advice. And so therefore it's better to advise yourself rather than advise anybody else. So therefore, if you advise yourself and look at areas which you can improve, then work to improve them. And I give this answer to everything somebody tells me. And I think it's a very encompassing answer. Whether it's, marriage issues, whether it's becoming a better person, whether it's becoming a better businessman, whether it's becoming a better student, I will say become a better Muslim. Once you become a better Muslim, then you watch all aspects of your life will improve without doubt. And even if it doesn't manifestly improve, your engagement, your heart, your contentment, your ease will come in. So even though the situation around you may not change, but how you react to it will change. And that I can guarantee you. There are hundreds of people who've experienced, if not thousands of people who've experienced that when they become a better Muslim, either their situation actually changes or their reaction to the situation changes, one or the other. But the conclusion and the result is the same, is that they get contentment. A final question from our dear sister. Assalamu alaikum, Mufsab. When women are on menstruation, can we read the last two ayahs of Surah Baqarah as a dua? So, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As I've answered this question several times in various occasions, that any ayats of the Quran which are considered as dua, meaning we have been told that these are also adiyah, which is the plural of dua, then as long as a person makes the intention that they are praying it as a dua, not as praying it as a piece of the Quran, even though it is, but not reciting it with the intention of recitation, but praying it with the intention of calling on Allah, then it will be permissible to do so, even if a lady is in a state of menstruation. But obviously she should not touch the mushaf, she should not touch the Arabic words. And that deals with the two questions that we got on the ladies group. We have a gents group in which we have a number of questions as well. We have a couple of questions and that will be it. So here we go. Assalamu alaikum. I believe, Mufsab, you missed this question out. Plus, thanks for your positive remarks. Alhamdulillah, our aim is to seek knowledge and ask questions of matters we are not sure of, and that is our only homework. This is the brother that I said, you ask a lot of questions. You hope you're not getting homework from madrasa and you're getting me to answer all your questions for you. So yeah, this is the question that he asked. And okay, so if you did call in, we just dropped your call. Please do call again. We've got about 5.5 minutes, so now is an ideal time to get your call in. Any later, and it's going to be close to end of the first session. So if you just called 01274 214299, that's 01274 214299. Get your call in. We've got a few minutes, inshallah, and we'll be able to answer it. In the meantime, I'll go back to this question. Assalamu alaikum. Around in October 2021, a brother was doing collection for another brother who wished to go Umrah but couldn't afford it. At that time, I pledged a certain amount and was subsequently paid. Yani he gave it to the brother. However, according to the group, due to coronavirus, it didn't go ahead. They then delayed it to the last 10 days of Ramadan, but for some reason didn't go ahead. They have as of yet not been, but they are saying they will be going soon. Would I be sinful if I now ask for my contribution back, as they have taken far too long for my liking? Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The reason why I didn't answer this question is because there was already a reply to this. I'm not sure where the reply is, because if you look in the bottom corner of the message, you can see an arrow with 1, which means that there is a response associated with it. I assume once I send this reply, that number will turn to 2. And therefore, I didn't answer that question because I thought it had already been answered. But in terms of answering this question of would you be sinful if you now asked for your contribution back? If this was a pledge, if this was a vow that you had made, then no, you should not ask for it back. But if this was just, you know what, I'm going to give this brother this amount of money, it wasn't like, you know, something you were making binding upon yourself, something you were making necessary upon yourself. You were just helping him out. Then there's no harm in saying, look, brother, I gave this for October 2021. It's now June 2022, and you still haven't gone yet, and you're still not sure when you're going to go. You keep saying soon, soon, and now Umrah is not going to be possible because it's Hajj season. So now it's not going to be till late July, maybe even August, possibly even September before you can go for Umrah. So it's going to be even delayed further. It's going to be delayed by a year. So can I have my money back? And then there's no harm in it. So it depends if it was a pledge, a vow, something which you made binding upon yourself. I know you use the word pledge, but sometimes people use a word which without necessarily meaning its meaning. So if you made a vow, if you made a pledge that I am going to give this money to this brother, without doubt, this is going to be his. Now, obviously, you should not break that vow. But if it was just a case of, you know what, this brother's come asking, so you know what, in your heart you make niyyah, I'm going to give him £100 or £500 or whatever, and then you give it to him. And now you think, well, okay, is that it too long? Can I have it back? Well, yeah, because he's now the malik of it, and he can now, because once you gave it to him, he's the malik. Remember, he's the owner of it. You didn't give it to him to borrow, you gave it to him. And once he became the owner, now he can give it back to you. You can ask him for it, and he can say, here you go, here's your £100 back. But he can also refuse you, because he's now the owner of that money. You don't owe him that money. He doesn't owe you it, unless, obviously, he chooses to give it back to you upon your request. So that gets that question answered. Next is a couple of more questions that we have. Okay. But I'm also getting close to, there seems to be a lot of questions, but I'm also getting close to our break. So I'm going to pause the questions there for now and take up those questions shortly, inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, if you wish to call, the number is 01274 214299, but don't call now. We only have just over a minute, and it won't necessarily be possible for you to call in, get through to our team on the phones, who will then obviously take your call and try to get it through into the studio for me then to ask you the question and then be able to give you a response. So don't call right now. Enjoy, take an extra sip of that cool drink that you have. Mine is not a cool drink. Mine will eventually become a cool drink because I drink coffee and tea so slowly that eventually it's cold. But I guess in this type of weather, it doesn't really matter. So I've taken a sip of mine. You'll take a sip of yours. So, don't rush yourself. Put your feet up. And if you're having a takeaway, enjoy it. You've earned it. You've worked very, very hard all week. Alhamdulillah, you've prayed all your salahs. Alhamdulillah. Those of you who are chaps there, you've been to the masjid for Jummah. Alhamdulillah. You've done your recitation. You've had a hard work, earned halal money for your family. Alhamdulillah, you should be happy. So now get your teeth into that chicken burger, or get your teeth into that lamb burger, or have a few fries, dip them in your favorite sauce, get that cool drink, open it up, take a few sips. You've earned it. You've worked hard all week, mashallah. May Allah bless you. Okay? Whenever you get halal, do shukr to Allah. That alhamdulillah, oh Allah, that you've granted this, that we can eat this beautiful food on this beautiful day. But don't eat too much, because then you won't be here for the second part. See you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.